talking about Victoria and David Beckham. And he received his star, his Hollywood Walk of Fame star. And David and Victoria invited A-list celebrities, but not Meghan and Harry, who, by the way, we're talking about Hollywood, California. Meghan and Harry are living up the road, so to speak, in Montecito. It was not a big travel, but they didn't have to come. It was not like they were super busy with their schedule. They don't really have a full plan or a full calendar, if you ask me. And so, yeah, they could have gone, but no, they were not invited. Let me know if there's not too many background. There's always something going on here. And this is a palm tree, but yeah, let me see if I can move it a little bit. And so there's always something going on, and there's a stadium here with people singing. But I want to give you today 5 reasons why they cut off Meghan and Harry, why David and Victoria Beckham cut off completely with Meghan and Harry, and shows, for example, people like William and Catherine. And while I'm mentioning these 5 reasons, I think it applies to all of us and to our friendships. And let me know if there's not too many background noise. Nice location. Okay, great. Thank you. I do my best, although I'm hot, but I do it for you. So let's talk about these 5 reasons, because like I said, they're in Hollywood, right, celebrating his Walk of Fame star, which I'll talk about in a second. Montecito is also in California. It's up the road. Meghan and Harry were not invited. It's not like they have a full schedule or a full calendar or like have so many, work that they couldn't attend. But they weren't there because they're not invited, because literally David and Victoria cut off their friendships. And what are reasons of them cutting off the friendships and choosing other friends? And I think it really applies to how we approach our friendships. And reason number 1 is the vampire energy. And when I say vampire energy, I have a lot of reason number 1 for cutting off their friendship is the energy vampire. It's a vampire energy. It's so draining. Meghan and Harry are always complaining, never ever complimenting. They are not grateful. Do you want to be friends with people that are just always draining your energy and always complaining and it's always something negative and never something positive? And I think that's a huge, for me, a red flag of I don't want to be friends with someone that's always complaining and it's always something. I'm going to try and move this a little bit because it's literally in the sun. Well, not yet. It's okay. And so I call it the energy vampire because it's draining you. You know, when you talk to certain people and it's always like, oh, and then this is going on and that is going on and no. It's like nothing in life is to be grateful for, right? Nothing is to be thankful for. It's always complaining. It's always something. It's always negative, and it just drains your energy. And so I think that is the kind of people that now Meghan and Harry have become. You know, the way we see them, it's always complaining, and being the victim and those stories. And instead of just complimenting somebody, when do you see them complimenting somebody? You know, they are not good. The team is not good. The paparazzi are not good. The family is no good. You know, the whole, well, I'll talk about this in a moment. But when you look at A-list celebrities, other celebrities, when you look at even Victoria and David, you always in every interview see them complimenting somebody. You know, like they're grateful for having their team in their life, the people in their life. You know, Tom Cruise was giving the speech for them. They're really close friends. You don't just become friends. It's because you show you are a good human being and you are pleasant to be around, right? And so that is reason number 1. Reason number 2 is the paranoia. The paranoia of, I mean, think about it. It's always drama, right? And that is who Meghan and Harry are. Like when we read about them, it's always something. It's not, oh, a success story. No, it's another drama. They have been distancing themselves from the family, from their own family, her own father, his entire family, the royal family. Distancing from staff. I mean, what do they have left from staff? Distancing themselves from friends. All the backlash, all the critique, all the drama, taking a small little thing and making a big elephant out of it. do you want to be friends with people like that? I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame Victoria and David of saying like, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. Even though in 2018, during Meghan and Harry's wedding, they were there. Victoria and David were invited. And so, yeah, logically, now when David and Victoria have something to do, you would expect Meghan and Harry to be invited. But things change, friendships change, and yeah, they are really good and close to William and Catherine, but not to Meghan and Harry. And so I think that whole, reason number one is that energy of complaining and abundance of complaints and never gratitude, and two, the whole drama about everything and distancing themselves and cutting ties with pretty much everyone, then, all that drama, I don't want to be friends with that either, right? So let me know your thoughts, and also let me know, I was curious if you're watching or if you're actually just listening. I'm just curious what you do with these videos of mine. Let's see what you're saying. After what she alleged, Victoria said about her. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. About oh wait, yes, it was right timing to do. Yeah. It doesn't sound like you have a lot of noise of the background. I hope not. I really do. That's why I'm holding this in my hand. So reason number 3, and I made some notes. So there is, wait, let me tell you the story. I did a bit of research as well, of course. I'm just going to continue with the 5 reasons. So reason number 1 was the energy vampire. Reason number 2 is that paranoia. Reason number 3, it's, I like this rule of Meghan. It's you're with me or you're against me. It's like either you're with me and we become friends and, you praise me and you admire me and you give me all the attention in the world, or you're against me. In this case, Victoria and David are friends with William and Catherine, so you're against Meghan. So Meghan says, cut ties, it's over with, right? It's like either you're with me 100% or you're against me. There's no middle ground. I mean, you can't be friends with some other people. It's like, I don't know. It's like if I have somebody in my life, it's like, oh, you're friends with them, so I can't be friends with you. Oh, I mean, it's just, I don't know, childish, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. Also, reason number also related to this, I guess, is a friendship is a two-way communication, right? It goes 2 ways. It's not like, oh, it's all me, and friendship should not be like a therapy session. Like you're always the therapist and I'm always the patient and I'm always the victim. That is not friendship, right? That's not friendship. Friendship is a two-way communication and a two-way fun. And yeah, sometimes I have with my best friend, like, like, oh, what should I do? And help me and advise me. But it goes both ways. But then we also have fun moments, and we enjoy it. Why are they playing music and talking like this right now? And then, oh, I love number 4 and number 5. So reason number 4 is the gap. The gap is way too big. And what do I mean with this? And you will recognize this. The gap, look, Victoria and David have worked really hard year after year after year. The guy is getting a walk of fame, a Hollywood walk of fame star. You don't just get that, right? You don't get that overnight. They worked years and years and years. Victoria, she's respected and admired in the fashion and beauty industry. You don't just become famous like that. You don't just become successful. You don't just earn respect like that because what? Because you're David and Victoria? If they had zero talent and zero importance and zero anything to say, they would never, ever have been able to grow their brand and be successful. Meghan and Harry think they are super talented. They think now we have the title, so overnight everybody's gonna, give us our respect respect us and think we're talented and we can do anything and just succeed. It just doesn't work like that. So when I say the gap is too big, I mean, Victoria and David are just leveling up all the time, more and more successful, more and more, more and more fame, more and more awards and recognition and respect. And Harry and Meghan, they're just here, stagnant, dropping, literally. And so imagine the conversation when you have somebody, I mean, I'm not saying you can't be friends with somebody who's, high level up, but what conversations do they have? Like, imagine Victoria and David, asking Meghan and Harry, so what was your day today? What did you do, Meghan? Oh, well, I made some ice cubes from water and I sprinkled a few flowers as well. Oh, so hard work. What about you, Victoria and David? Oh, well, we had, brand partners. We had a discussion with Tom Cruise about the speech for the Walk of Fame star. We had, several sponsors reaching out, several interviews doing, we're launching a new product in the beauty or in the fashion. Like, I'm sure their schedule is crazy busy full, It's like, what conversations do you have when the gap is so big, Anyway, just my honest opinion of reasons why you are breaking up with certain friends, which I think makes a lot of sense. Where is my number 5? The disrespect. And so here's a little story. What happened, allegedly, reportedly, I've read it in several, articles, is that at the time when Harry and Meghan were married, right, Victoria and David were there at the wedding. Victoria never really liked Meghan, allegedly, but, she kept the conversation going and the relationship going. And she, at some point, gave advice, some fashion advice, some beauty advice, some makeup advice, and all of that. Great. But then it leaked that Meghan said, oh, Victoria, she leaked this information and she put it publicly so that she could promote her beauty and her fashion using my name. And then Harry picked up the phone, called David, and accused him and his wife for, making this public and leaking this information that they had beauty advice and fashion advice, which, it's like accusing someone not. Oh, and then by the way, allegedly it appeared to be an employee and not them. I need to move this thing because it's really freaking the disrespect. So this whole story of, Meghan again making a drama of, Victoria allegedly making a promotion for, I mean, seriously, do you think Victoria needs to leak information about, giving advice to Meghan? I'm sure Victoria meant well. It's her profession. Isn't it logically that she could say like, hey, maybe wear this or these colors or, or wear this kind of makeup? And then Meghan goes like, oh, you're trying, you're leaking this information because, you're trying. And then Harry picking up the phone, calling David, saying, hey, your wife, this and this and this, accusing. Seriously, how disrespectful is that? And then you still expect to be friends with those kind of people? I mean, I don't know. It's just, it makes sense to me. Just found you. Oh, in my feed. Well, welcome. Welcome to everyone. And please hit the like button and the subscribe if you're not doing that yet. And my channel, if you've been here for a little bit, and if you're new, I will just let you know that I'm not here to hate anybody. I need to mention that time and time again because there's always going to be 0.2% of fans of Meghan and Harry saying that I hate them. I don't hate anybody. That's not me. I'm not like that. But I like to analyze things from the light of, hey, wait a minute. What if this would happen to us? Like yesterday, we talked about, their relationship and how you can, in a relationship, bring out the best in someone or the worst in someone. And we were discussing how Meghan and Harry, like, what's going on? Like, is Harry really unhappy? Did Meghan make him unhappy? Did Meghan really pull out the worst in him? Or are they both like, fueling each other's narcissism and, taking up the worst in them? And it's just so nice, in my opinion, to discuss this and think, because every time I watch these videos, these interviews of other celebrities, I compare Meghan to, to others like Victoria, like Pamela Anderson, like Jennifer Aniston. Why are they more likable than Meghan? And it's not to critique them or to hate them, but to I really learn a lot from that. Like, why are we friends with some people and not others in this case today? Why in some couples do you see people change? Like I was saying yesterday, I'm divorced, but my first husband was very outgoing and partying, and I'm not at all. I'm an introvert. And so I was more outgoing. But I was more into the business, and he learned from me to be more. So we kind of like really complemented each other and helped each other out, I guess. And then yeah, so now with the friendships, I recognize a lot, and I hope you recognize a lot. Hola, buenos días y buenas tardes a todos los españoles, because I know there are some Spanish-speaking people as well. And yeah, so, going back to my notes, why they cut off the friendships. And I don't know, if you have more reasons, let me know. But I think really the energy drainer, that's for sure. Like the vampire of, just, always complaining. Like, don't they have anything to be grateful for? Like, there's so much in life to be grateful for. And they have so much. Like, come on, if you start thinking about all the things they have that we don't have. I'm not saying I want to be famous and I want to be like them, or I don't want to be one of those celebrities. I don't. It's like, I love when you guys are liking and commenting and subscribing, because I want to grow my channel. But that lifestyle of a celebrity, and no, I wouldn't want it. But do you always have to complain? Doesn't it come with the territory? Like, how many celebrities have I seen in interviews that say, yeah, we're followed by paparazzi and photographers and this and that, but hey, you're famous, you're successful, you earn a ton of money, and that you have to accept it. And Meghan and Harry, they want everything. They want the lifestyle, they want the money, they want the success, but then they like to complain and they're not thankful. I mean, seriously, it's just, they want the attention, but they don't, they want attention, but not critic. I mean, and then how do they behave? So, yeah, so that complaining energy is something that bothers me a lot, not just in Meghan and Harry, but in people in general. If some people are constantly complaining and draining my energy, I honestly distance myself from those people. And it took me a very long time to learn this. I used to be the people pleaser, and every time I was asked something, I would go. Like, I felt obligated. I need to please everyone. Until I learned, well, wait a minute, some people really give me energy. And when you have a conversation with someone, it's like, wow, like you lift up and you feel motivated and you feel alive. And then some people, you're like, ugh, and it just feels so heavy. I'm sure you recognize that. And when I learned to really feel my own energy, I really learned, like, okay, these are the people I want to hang with and these are not. And so, yeah, so it really, ooh, thank you so much. Lizzie, thank you so much for donating some money. I appreciate that. I'll definitely have an extra coffee, because I do like coffee, by the way. You asked me that last time. So, okay, what else are you writing, you guys? Brazilian, obrigada. Bomvendi or Bomvendo. Oh, my Portuguese is a little bit long ago, but I do fala português um pouco. Okay, so the energy draining, and then when it comes to friendships and the complaining, we have that, the paranoia, like dramatizing everything, and then being friends with someone. It happened to me recently, actually, that somebody who attracted bad, I don't know, it was just a bad vibe, like critics and just, I don't know, there was something about it. And when you think about Meghan and Harry, like the backlash, the reputation, that's what I'm looking for. Like the somebody with a really, really bad reputation, honestly, I don't want to be tight with that. I don't want to be connecting with that kind of, I don't want to be known for being friends with someone who's just, constantly in a bad light and has a bad reputation, So, yeah. So I think that makes sense again, between Victoria and David. And then, I'm sorry, my mind is, and then, yeah, me against them, of course. You're friends with William and Catherine, but that's another thing with William and Catherine. Like, why are they friends with them? Well, think about it. David was supporting the Invictus Games, from Harry, and he was the ambassador. And now, he's distancing himself from Harry and Meghan, and he's really much closer to even King Charles, to William, to Catherine. They are seen together, but it's this real, genuine, warm friendship. And that makes such a difference. It's not, oh, it has to be all about me. It has to be all about me. And all you have to care about is me. But I don't really care about you. Like, come on. Friendship goes both ways, don't you think? Let's see. Hi, how are you? Okay. And then there is the talent gap. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't, like, I have friends in different circles. I actually, I love speaking to everybody. Like, I will speak to the cleaning lady, to the CEO, to, I want to connect with everybody. So I'm not saying it's not possible to be friends with very different levels. Now he's talking really loud in his microphone. That's annoying. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know this was going to. I wanted to give you a good view, but I hope this background noise is not molesting. Molestar. I'm speaking Spanish and English together here. So yeah. So I think with them, the gap is so big. You know, like Meghan and Harry. What are they known for? For drama, but what is their talent? What are their skills? What are they good at? You know? And I think that is the biggest gap. You know, it's like you're friends with someone where you can have certain topics and conversations with, right? And so with them, when you know how famous and successful and hardworking Victoria and David are, and then Meghan and Harry, yeah, I mean, seriously, it's just, I wish I had a cricket sound right now, because it's like, what is their talent, right? What is their talent? So yeah, I think that gap is just too big, and then conversations just, yeah, run silent. You know, it's like you have a conversation with someone that you totally don't, you're not at the same level, and it just goes silent. I mean, I'm sure you've been there. Like, we have nothing to talk about. It feels like a first date disaster. You know, like you want to have a conversation and it just falls completely flat. Yeah, and if that's the case, then yeah, then no friendship. Miss Rachel, let's see. Yeah, Lizzie, I just mentioned earlier that I will mail you back, and I received your email, but I'm going to mail you with another email, so just keep an eye on it. And then the fifth reason is the disrespect, you know, the disrespect of that whole story of accusing them about promoting fashion and beauty because, you know, she gave some advice to Meghan, and then picking up the phone and calling them. I mean, seriously, that whole drama, and just so disrespectful. I mean, between friends, you have conversations. You don't believe, like, you leak information, and you mean, it's like everything is always like worst case scenarios for them. Don't you feel like that? Like, you know how people are always seeing the best. Like, some people have real misery, but they still see the best in it. I was having a conversation yesterday, and she's like, oh, this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a waste of time all these years. She thought she wasn't. I'm like, you learned a lot. Yeah, it feels like a waste of time, and it feels like you failed, but you didn't. You never failed, because I always believe there's lessons to be learned. And but with Meghan and Harry, everything that is said about them, you know, it's always the worst case scenario. Like, they never have something. Yeah, they're just so ungrateful, you know. And so yeah. Anyhow, that's my take on it all, about why, you know, David and Victoria cut off their friendships with Meghan and Harry. And I'm really curious what you think about it, because I think Victoria and David are really hardworking, and the fact that he receives a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, it's just wow. Like, who gets that? Like, it's so it's amazing, and he deserves it. He really, really deserves it. And then and they know, like, these people know who to be friends with, you know. And why are Meghan and Harry not having friends? You know, I'm not saying they're not having friends. I can't say that because I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, they're distancing, like, people are running away from them, you know. The you know, staff, I mean, all the critics, all the backlash, all, yeah, the royal family. Reconciliation, really? Do you think that's even possible at this point? And instead of then just coming out and just apologizing, or saying, look, you know, this and this and this happened, or be truthful for once. I didn't even mention that in all of my reasons here today. Is like the lies and the contradictions, and, you know, yeah, who puts up with that? Do you really want to be friends with those kind of people, you know? So yeah, bring it on, guys. Where are you watching from? I hope you enjoyed this topic, because I thought about it a lot, because I want to make it interesting, you know, not just about celebrities, but how it applies to us. So, watching from Philadelphia, welcome, welcome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, well, tell me what your thoughts on about this friendship. If you have more to add, more reasons why friendships break, you know. But I don't think this was a break. I think this was really like, you know what, we're done. You know, I think this was Victoria and David saying, we're done with you guys. Like, we don't want that in our life, which I honestly, those kind of people, with the reasons I just mentioned, I would agree. Okay, the music is getting really loud here. So yeah, I want to wish you a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you would like another video on this that I create with clips and with, with showing you more. Like in my other videos that I edit, I add clips, I give you more details. And maybe this is a topic I could do another video on. Could you let me know that? I would really appreciate that, because then I will do that. I listen to you guys. You asked me about Meghan and Harry and how unhappy Harry was, and I'm actually on it. So by Friday, you will have a brand new video with all the clips edited in it about that topic. So, Miss Rachel, did I meet Catherine in university? No, I was there. I don't know. I was 35 when I went. It's probably no. I think they met some years earlier. But yeah, no, I was in St Andrews. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for remembering that. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. It was a great experience. A great university, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. Talking about Harry, he never went to university. He was not that kind of boy. But yeah. Anyway, I wish you a great Sunday, and I will see you very soon, and especially in the comments. And please remember to hit the like and subscribe. I love that. Thank you so much for being here with me. I enjoyed it very much, and I hope you too.